Good evening, everyone. In the last session, we have started our discussion related to control statements, right? Now, so what is a control statement and why we need control statement? Control statements are used to control our program execution. So in a Java program, we can write multiple lines of code. We can write multiple lines of code. That code will execute line by line in a sequential order. If the code is executing line by line in the sequential order, we cannot develop a real-time project, because as we have seen in the website, people will perform different operations based on their requirement. So when user performs some operation, code should execute related to only that operation. If user click on login button, only login code should execute. If user click on register button, only register code should execute. If code is executing line by line, we cannot develop a project basically. So here our code should execute based Yeah, I think now, can you hear me now? Online students, can you hear me now? All right. So here, Java programs will execute line by line. We need to control execution flow of the program. To control the execution flow of the program, we are using control statements. How many types of control statements available? There are three types of control statements available. What are the three control statements? First one is decision making statements. Second one, looping statements. Third one, branching statements. Conditional statements. Conditional statements are used to execute the code only once based on condition. Execute the code only once based on condition. If a condition satisfied, I want to execute some piece of code. If a condition not satisfied, I want to execute some piece of code. So for that, we will go for conditional statements. What are the conditional statements available? Simple, if available, if else available, if else, if ladder is also available, and switch is also available. All these are used to execute the code only once based on condition. The next one, we are having looping statements. What is the purpose of looping statements? Execute the code repeatedly. To execute the code repeatedly. To execute the code repeatedly. To execute the code repeatedly, we will go for looping statements. How many types of loops available in Java? 4 types of loops available in the Java. While loop available, do while loop available, for loop is available, and for each loop is also available. While loop, do while loop, for loop, and for each loop is also available. Next one, branching statements or transfer statements are available. What is the meaning of transfer statements? So it is used to break the execution or continue the execution or stop the execution. For that we are using branching statements. Now let me go to first simple if statement. First let us talk about simple if statement. Now here guys, I am taking two variables. I'm taking two variables here. Integer a is equal to 10. Integer a is equal to 10. Integer b is equal to 20. I have declared two variables. I have declared two variables. Now, my requirement is if a is greater than b, if a is a variable holding some value, b is a variable holding some value. If a variable is greater than b variable, if a variable is greater than b variable, I want to print one message. A is greater than b. A is greater than b. So here I want to check the relation between two operands, two variables are there. I want to check the relation between two variables. If A is greater than B, then I want to print the message. Otherwise, I don't want to print anything. For that, I will go for simple if statement. Simple if means here we are going to write if A greater than B. A greater than B. Now, inside the brackets, I'm going to write system dot out dot println A is bigger than B. A is bigger than B. Now, inside this if, I am writing some code. I am writing a statement. When I run my program, this statement will execute always, or this statement will not execute always. That system.out.println statement will execute or will not execute, will not execute. Here, whatever the condition we are writing, A greater than B, this is a Boolean expression. What is this, guys? This is a Boolean expression. What is the meaning of Boolean expression? When that expression is executed, it will give the result as a true or false. If this Boolean expression result is true, then only this statement will execute. Otherwise, this statement will not execute. So whenever we are developing the project also, if you want to execute some piece of code, based on one condition, then go for simple if. If that condition is satisfied, then only that statement will execute. If a condition is not satisfied, statement will not execute. Now here, when I am writing if condition, the syntax for if condition, then I am going to write statements. Whatever the statements you want to execute, you can write those statements. All right, guys. Here, when we are writing the if condition, curly braces also optional. When to use the curly brace? When no need to use the curly brace. If you want to execute only single line, if the condition satisfy, then directly you can write like this. If condition, if this condition is satisfied, only this line will execute. For example, if a condition is satisfied, I want to execute 5 lines of code. Then you need to keep them in the braces. If the condition satisfied, how many lines of code you want to execute based on the condition? If you want to execute only one line of code, then no need to write the curly brace. Suppose if this condition is satisfied, I want to execute more than one line of code based on the condition. Then we need to go for curly brace. Now, what is the purpose of simple if? What is the meaning of simple if? Guys, what is the meaning of simple if? To execute the statements based on condition. To execute the statements based on condition. What is the syntax for that? If condition, then inside the braces you can write the statements. Now, writing the braces is mandatory or writing the braces optional? Writing the braces optional. When we should write the braces? When we no need to write the braces? If you want to execute only one line of code based on the condition, then you need to write the braces. Suppose statement 1 and statement 2 and statement 3 I want to execute. Three statements I want to execute if condition satisfied. Three statements I need to execute if condition satisfied. Then those three statements we are going to keep inside the braces. Three statements we are going to keep inside the braces. Suppose instead of this you can write like this also. If condition, if condition, you can directly write statement. Okay, so if this condition is satisfied, only one statement will be executed based on that condition. If you want to execute more than one statement, more than one line, then you need to keep them in the braces. So this code will execute if a condition is true. This code will execute if a condition is true. If this condition is false, the code will not execute. Now, do you understand how we are getting label as free for our courses in the table? Do you understand why the label coming as free for this course? If price is 0, add the label as free. If the price is 0, if course price equal to 0, then display the label as a free. Are you guys getting my point? So any code you want to execute only one time when the condition satisfied, then go for simple if statement. You go for simple if statement. Okay, let us write a program for this. Go to workspace. Go to workspace. Control statements.java, or else let me create another program. New text document. This is simple if.java. Simple if.java. Now open this. Tell me the syntax. Class name, simple if. Simple if is my class name. Inside the class, we need a method. What is the method we are writing? Public static void main string arguments. Public static void main string arguments. Then I'm taking integer a is equal to 10. Then I'm taking integer b is equal to 20. Then I'm taking if a greater than b. If a greater than b, then only I want to execute this. System dot out dot println a is greater than b. A is greater than b. This is my program. I am writing a curly brace, but actually curly brace is mandatory here. Curly brace is optional here. Optional here. Can I remove that curly brace? Yes. If this condition satisfy, then this line will execute. Open command prompt. cmd java c space class name. Simple if dot java. Java space class name. Are we getting any output? We are not getting. Why? Condition is executed. Condition is failed. A greater than B false because A value is 10, B value is 20. A value is 10, B value is 20. So this expression resulted false. Which operator I am using? Greater than. Greater than is belongs to arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, relational operator. What is the purpose of relational operator? To check the relation between two operands. A greater than B false. False. Because A variable holding value as 10, B variable holding value as 20, A greater than B condition not satisfied. That's why it is failed. When the condition is failed, this line will not execute. This line will not execute. Now here I am writing one more line. System dot out dot println completed. System dot out dot println completed. This line will execute or this line will not execute? Will execute or will not execute? Will not execute, right? So this now assume that this is line number 8, some random number I'm giving. This is line number 9. Okay, now this is line number 7. Assume that. So line number 7 will give true or false? False. If it is false, line number 8 will execute or will not execute? Will not execute. What about line number 9? Line number 9 will execute or line number 9 will not execute? Will or will not? Chalo, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it. वो बता देगा भाई. Java C, simple if dot Java. What is that? Right. What is the problem? Parenthesis missing. So this line is not completed properly. Give the bracket. Okay. Java C space class name. What is the Java C space class name? Simple if Java. Java space simple if. Completed. That means why this line is executing? There is no relation between if condition and this line. Okay. If you don't write the curly brace, it will affect only on the next immediate line. Okay, guys. If this condition is satisfied, this line will execute. If this condition not satisfied, only this line will not execute. Next line will be executed. So writing the curly brace is optional or writing the curly brace is mandatory? Writing the curly brace is optional. When we should go for curly brace? When we no need to go for curly brace? If you want to execute more than one line when the condition satisfied. If I want to execute more than one line when the remove your mobile. When we want to execute more than one line, then we need to go for curly braces. If you want to execute only one line, then no need to go for curly braces. Right. Now, my requirement is I don't want to execute these two lines. I want to execute these two lines if the condition satisfy. What I need to do? Then I need to keep them in the curly braces. Got my point? So this is if boundary. This is boundary for my if statement. Okay. Now here I am writing system.out.println by. System.out.println by. Then what will happen? What is the output of this program? Only by will come. Why? By is in the if boundary. By is out of the if boundary. By is out of the if boundary. So when this condition satisfy, only these two lines will execute. If a condition not satisfied, these two lines will not execute. What about this by statement? Always it will execute. By statement will execute always because it is not part of if statement. It is not part of if statement. Now tell me, what is the purpose of simple if in the Java? What is the purpose of simple if in the Java? Simple if is used to execute single line or some lines of code based on condition. You can execute only one line of code or you can execute multiple lines of code also based on the condition. If you want to execute multiple lines of code based on the condition, curly braces are mandatory. If you don't write the curly brace, it will consider only one line as the if boundary line. Are you guys clear with my point? Yes, right. Let's save this program, compile and execute. Save this program, compile and execute. Java C class name dot Java. Java space class name. What is the output? Only by statement is executing. Why only this by statement is executing? It is outside of the if condition. It is outside of the if condition. If this condition is satisfied, then only this code will execute. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Na? This line is going to execute. Now, I will make a change to my program. A is equal to 100. A is equal to 100. So now, condition will satisfy or condition will not satisfy? Condition will satisfy. If a condition satisfied, both lines will execute. What about this line? Always it will execute. So now what is the output? A is greater than B, completed and by. All right. Save this program. Go to command prompt. Java C space class name dot Java. Then Java space class name. A is greater than B and completed and B. So my condition is satisfied. So these two lines got executed and this line will execute always because it is out of the if statement. It is out of the if statement. Are you clear with my point? So if you want to execute some piece of code, if you want to execute some piece of code based on the condition, then you will go for if statement. Then we will go for if statement. So here, when we are going for if statement, curly braces are optional. So it depends upon the requirement. When we need to go for that curly braces. When to go for curly braces? If you want to write more than one line in the if condition, okay, then go for curly brace. If you want to execute only one statement, curly brace is optional. Are you clear with my point? Yes. Next. This is simple if program. This is simple if program. A is greater than B, condition satisfied. So these two lines executing. By statement will execute always because it is a normal line. It is a normal statement. There is no condition. Now I want to write a program. I want to write a program which will execute one statement if a condition satisfied. Otherwise, execute other statement. Simple example. Now, person age. If a person age is greater than or equal to 18, eligible for vote. Otherwise, not eligible for vote. Okay. Here, my requirement is like this. If a condition is satisfied, execute one statement. If a condition not satisfied, then execute other statement. Okay. Now, here, if available, I am going to write condition. I'm going to write a condition. Inside this condition, I will write statement 1. I'm writing curly braces so that you will have more readability. Okay. Now, here, if a condition is satisfied, then execute statement 1. Okay, guys. Now, here, I have another statement 2. I have here one more statement called statement 2. If I execute this program, now statement 1 will execute if condition satisfied. Statement 2, it is going to execute always. But I don't want that. A statement, first statement should execute when the condition satisfied. Second statement should execute when the condition not satisfied. Are you getting my point? For that, we have a option if and else. What is the option we are having? If and else option is available. Tell me when to go for if else. When to go for if else. Come on. When to go for if and else. Combination if else. If a condition satisfies, simple. When you are entering into the classroom, office boy is checking ID card. Okay. If you have a ID card, he will allow. If you don't have ID card, he will stop. If ID card is available, you will be entered into the, you will allow into the class. If ID card is not available, you will be stopped at the gate. If else, if a condition satisfy, execute one statement. If a condition not satisfy, execute other statement. Are you guys getting my point? Right. Now I want to write one more program. If else program. If else program. Can you tell me the code? Class if else demo. If else demo class. Am I following naming convention? Am I following the identifier rules? Yes. If else demo is my class name, then public static void main string arguments. Public static void main string arguments. Now let me take integer age is equal to 18. Integer age is equal to 18. Okay. Or else let us take integer age is equal to 20, some value. Now you need to write the program. If that person age is greater than or equal to 18, print the message he is eligible for voting. If age is not greater than or equal to 18, print the message not eligible for voting. So if condition satisfy, execute one statement. If condition not satisfied, then execute else statement. Can you tell me the code for that? Can you tell me the code for that? If age greater than or equal to 18. If age greater, why semicolon? If age greater than or equal to 18, then what I will write? System dot out dot println of eligible for vote. Eligible for vote. Then I am writing else. I am writing else. Curly brace you can write in the same line or you can write in the next line also. Like this also I can write. Like this also I can write. But recommended to write like this. It will have readability. Else. Now I am writing system dot out dot println not eligible for vote. Not eligible for vote. Okay. Now here age greater than or is equal to 18. Age is a variable which is holding value 20. Age is a variable which is holding value 20. Now I have two statements. My statements should execute based on condition. If a condition satisfy, then execute one statement. If a condition not satisfy, then execute the second statement. That is my requirement. If a condition satisfy, execute. Simple. Just apply your general life. You are driving a bike. Traffic police stopped you. He asked show your driving license. If you show driving license, he will allow you to drive the bike. If you don't have a driving license, pay the money. Pay the money. If available, he will allow. If not available, he will give the challan. If you have ID card, you will allow inside the class. If you don't have ID card, he will be stopped. If condition satisfy, execute one statement. If a condition not satisfy, execute some other statement. If a condition satisfy, execute one statement. If a condition not satisfy, then execute other statement. For that you will go for if else. When to go for only if, when to go for if and else. When to go for only if, when to go for if and else. Here I want to execute the some code when the condition satisfy. That's it. If a condition satisfy, then only execute some code. The best example, if course price is 0, then print free. If course price is not 0, don't do anything. You no need to do anything. If course price is 0, then only print as free. Otherwise, don't print anything. If a condition satisfy, execute the code. If condition not satisfied, don't do anything. That's it. I want to execute the code only when the condition satisfy. For that we will go for simple if. Simple if. Now I have another requirement. When condition satisfy, I want to execute some code. When condition not satisfied, I want to execute some other code. When condition satisfy, execute some code. When condition not satisfy, execute some other code. For that we will go for if else. If condition satisfy, execute these statements. If this condition not satisfied, that means false. This is a Boolean expression. Age greater than or equal to 18. That is also a relational operator. Greater than equals. Greater than or equals. So when this expression is executed, it will give either true or false. If it is true, this statement will execute. If it is false, else statement will execute. Are you guys clear with my point? Yes. Save this program. Workspace. If else demo dot java. Guys, as of now, whatever the class name I am giving, same name I am using for file also. Did you observe that? My class name, file name, I am taking same. Class name and file name I am taking same. That is recommended. Sir, if I use a class name and file name different, what will happen? Did you ever try that? What happening? It will create a dot class file with the class name. Understand my point? If you give whatever, if suppose if I give this as if else, if I give if else, can I compile this program? Can I compile this program? Yes. But to run if else, I need to use if else, because whatever the class name is available, with that class name, that class file will be created. So why to take that confusion? Use the same name. Whatever the class name you are using, use the same name for the file also. Then that class file will be created with the same name. So what is my class name? If else demo. What is my file name? If else demo. Both are same. Good. Now try to compile this program. Java C if else demo dot java. Java space if else. What is the output? Only one statement executing. Why this statement not executing? Condition satisfied. Condition satisfied. That's why first statement executed. Condition satisfied. Suppose I am giving this as sweet 16 into age is equal to 16. Then what will happen? So now this condition will fail. What is the meaning of condition fail? It will give false. That expression will give the result as a false. When it is false, it will go to else statement. So either this statement or this statement, only one line will execute. Only one line will execute. If a condition is satisfied, first statement. If a condition not satisfied, second statement. Right. Save this program, compile it once again and run it. Java space if else demo. What happened? Not eligible for vote. You understand what is if, what is else? What is if, what is else? Now with this knowledge, can you understand how our login functionality is working in the website? Can you understand how login functionality working in the website? Okay, I am giving my credentials. I'm giving invalid password. Login. What happened? Invalid credential. Why? That means else part executed. If credentials are valid, it will allow me to log in. If credentials are not valid, invalid credential. Now this time let me give valid credential. Click on login. Click on login. What happened? If part executed. If credentials are correct, it is allowing me to log in. If credentials are not valid, it is displaying invalid message. So can I write that code like this? If credentials valid, if credentials valid, then what I will do? Display dashboard. What I will do? Display dashboard. Else, what I will display? Display error message. Display error message. Are you able to see in the real time? We are going to use if else or not? Yes, in the project if else will be available. If login is a success, if your credentials are valid, display dashboard. That is the condition in my code. If the credentials are not valid, display error message. And one more thing. Come here. In the dashboard, there are some courses are available. In the dashboard, there are some courses are available. Those are open for enrollment. When I click on enroll, some option will come to do the payment. If you have not done the payment for the course, it will ask you to do the payment. If you have already done the payment, it will ask that is it going to ask you to do the payment once again? If you have already done the payment, is it going to ask you to do the payment once again? No, it is not going to ask you to do the payment once again if you have done the payment already. Okay, now let us see Python full stack available. When I click on that image, what is happening? What is the button we are getting? Proceed to payment. Suppose if I click on Hibernate, your enrollment has been completed. So there is some condition to display the button and the text. If student, the person who logged in into our website, based on the email ID, my code will check the condition. This email ID person already done the payment for that course or not. If that person already done the payment for that course, it will display a message as your enrollment has been completed. Okay, for the Hibernate, you see my courses, Hibernate is already available in my courses. That means I already purchased that course. I have already purchased the Hibernate course. That's why when I access this Hibernate, it is saying that your enrollment has been completed. Okay, if I click on DevOps course, what it is saying? Proceed to payment. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? If you already done the payment, it will display. If already payment is completed, it will display enrollment completed. If the payment not completed, display proceed to payment. If yes, if a condition satisfy, execute some code. If a condition not satisfy, execute some other code. Are you getting my point? So to use the if else, can you tell me some real-time examples? No. In the example, in the programs, in the real time, they will ask you where yes, guys. Now, is this clear? If condition is satisfied, this statement will execute. If a condition not satisfied, then else statement is going to execute. What are some scenarios to use if and else? Can you say login functionality? Can you say product payment functionality? Can you say course payment functionality? Can I say login functionality? Yes, we can say them as examples for, we can say them as examples for our if and else statement. Okay, now I have another requirement. Okay, let me note down this program. Now I have another requirement. Okay, I'm taking one number. Integer a is equal to one number. Integer a is equal to one number. Now if a greater than 0, display message as a is positive number. A is positive number. If a is less than 0, then display message as a is negative number. If not, then display, if both conditions are not satisfied, display 0. If both the if when above conditions are when above both conditions are failed, when above both conditions are failed, then display message as a is 0. If it is not greater than 0, it is not less than 0, then what it is? It is 0. Can you write a program for this? Yeah. From tomorrow, I want you people to carry books also. In the class itself, you need to practice the syntax. All right. Now, understand the requirement. A is equal to 20. If A is greater than 0, then I need to display the message as A is positive number. If A is less than 0, then I need to display the message as A is negative number. When above both conditions are failed, then display message as A is 0. For this, the syntax is like this. That is, if, else, if, ladder. We need to go for if, else, if, ladder. If, now I am going to check condition 1. I'm going to check if condition 1. If a condition satisfied, then statement 1. Now here I am going to write else if, then I am going to do condition 2. Condition 2. Then I am going to write else. Here statement 2. And here I am going to do statement 3. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. So now tell me how many conditions I am checking? How many conditions I am checking? 2 conditions I am checking. Now see here, this is called as if, else, if, ladder. If, else, ladder. Now, first it is going to check condition 1. If this condition 1 is satisfied, then it will execute only statement 1. What about remaining? Will not execute. If condition 1 is satisfied, then only statement 1 will be executed. If condition 1 is failed, then it will go to else if. If first condition is failed, then it will go to second condition. Second condition satisfied. Second condition is true. Then what it will execute? Statement 2 will be executed. Statement 2 will be executed. Suppose condition 1 is failed, condition 2 also failed. Then it will go to directly else block. Are you guys able to follow me? If first condition satisfied, then it will execute statement 1. If first condition is failed, then it will execute condition 2. If condition 2 is passed, then it will execute statement 2. If condition 1 is failed, condition 2 also failed, then directly it will execute statement 3, that is else part. So if you want to execute your statements based on several conditions, then you need to go for if, else, ladder. If, else, ladder. Are you guys getting my point? Are you guys getting my point? Right. Now, let's try. Can I implement this requirement using this syntax now? Can I implement this requirement by using this syntax? Now read the requirement. Now read the requirement. Read the requirement. If now I'm taking A is equal to 20. I'm taking A is equal to 20. If A is greater than 0, display message as A is a positive number. First condition. If A greater than 0. Okay. Then else if A less than 0, display the message as negative number. If both conditions are not satisfied, display the message as 0. A is 0. Are you clear? Right. Read the syntax. If condition 1 satisfied, then execute statement 1. If condition 1 is failed, then check condition 2. If this is failed, then only it will check this. If first condition is failed, then only second condition will check. If second condition is pass, if second condition is pass, statement 2 will execute directly. Will it go to statement 3? No. Now here, if condition 1 is pass, then it will execute only statement 1. If condition 1 is pass, it will execute only statement 1. If condition 1 is fail, guys, if condition 1 is fail, then it will check condition 2. It will check condition 2. Now see here, if a condition 1 is a pass, it will execute statement 1. If a condition 1 is fail, then it will check condition 2. If a condition 1 is fail, then it will check condition 2. If a condition 2 is a pass, if condition 2 is a pass, then it will execute only statement 2. It will execute only statement 2. If a condition 2 is fail, if a condition 2 is fail, then it will execute statement 3 directly. It will execute statement 3 directly. Condition 1 is fail, condition 2 also fail, then directly else will execute. Can I write condition 3 also? Can I write condition 3 also? Else if condition 3. Else if condition 3. Else is optional. Okay. If a first condition satisfied, then execute statement 1. If a second condition satisfied, execute statement 2. If a third condition satisfied, execute statement 3. Otherwise, don't execute anything. If condition 1 satisfied, then only statement 1 should execute. If a condition 2 satisfied, then only statement 2 should execute. If a condition 3 satisfied, then only statement 3 should execute. If these 3 conditions are not satisfied, execute statement 4. How to do that? If these 3 are not satisfied, then I want to execute statement 4. Do I need to write else if, or I should write only else? Only else. Only else. Then it will become statement 4. If a first condition satisfied, only statement 1. After this statement 1 is executed, this code will not execute. If a first condition satisfied, only statement 1 will execute, this code will not execute. If a condition 1 is failed, then it will check a condition 2. Condition 2 pass. Condition 2 pass. Then statement 2 only will execute. Only statement 2 will execute. If a condition 2 is failed, it will check a condition 3. Condition 3 pass. Only statement 3 will execute. Condition 3 also fail. Then only statement 4 will execute. Now, do you understand the ladder? If one condition satisfy, execute one statement, else go for another condition, else go for another condition, else go for another condition. That ladder you can build. That ladder you can build. You know your grading system. If your marks are above 65 first class, okay. If marks are below 65 and above 50 second class. If it is below 50, then third class. How many conditions they are checking? 3 conditions. How to check 3 conditions? Only if else is sufficient. Only with if else can I do that? Only with if else you cannot do that. If you go for if else, only one condition you can check. If you go for if else, what is happening with the if else? How many conditions I am checking? Only one condition I am checking. If a condition satisfied, execute one statement. If a condition not satisfied, execute other statement. If you have a requirement to check only one condition, if else. If you have more than one condition to check, If you have more, can you call them? Guys, give me 1 minute. Battles. Online people, are you able to follow me? Yeah, give me 1 minute, guys. I'm having a mic issue. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, all right, guys. So here, if you want to check only one condition, if a condition satisfy these statements, if a condition not satisfy, else statement will be executed. But here, in the given requirement, how many conditions are available? If A is greater than 0, print one message. If A is less than 0, print other message. If A is not greater than 0, not less than 0, print other message. Can I develop this program by using only if and else? Can I do that by using only if and else? I cannot do that by using only if and else. Then I need to go for if, else, if ladder. When we should go for if, else, if ladder? If you have more than one condition to check, then we will go for if, else, if ladder. Okay, so fine. Writing if, else, if is optional. Writing else is optional. You can write simple if, just if condition you can write. If and else you can write. If, else, if you can write. If, else, if, else, if, else, if, else, if. Multiple else ifs you can write. At the end you can write the else also. What is the purpose of this last else? If all conditions are, I want to execute some code. If all conditions are failed, I want to execute some code. Just observe this syntax. If condition 1, then statement 1. Else if condition 2, then statement 2. Else if condition 3, then statement 3. Else statement 4. Is this clear? All right. If condition 1 is passed, then it will execute only statement 1. If condition 1 is failed, it will check condition 2. It will check it. If condition 2 is passed, then it will execute only statement 2. If condition 2 is failed, then it will check. It will check condition 3. Okay. If condition 3 is passed, if condition 3 is passed, then it will execute only statement 3. If condition 3 is failed, if condition 3 is failed, then directly statement 4 will be executed. Statement 4 will be executed. Look at this. Condition 1, statement 1. Condition 2, statement 2. Condition 3, statement 3. Else, statement 4 directly. All right. Read this. If, else ladder. If, else ladder we are trying to create. Got it? Yes. Let us write a program. Class if else ladder demo. What is the class name? If else ladder demo. If else ladder demo dot java. Right. Inside this, what I am taking? I'm taking main. How to take this main? Public static void main string args. Public static void main string args. So here what we are using? A variable. Integer a is equal to 5. Integer a is equal to 5. Now I am going to write if first condition, else if second condition, then directly I'm going to write else. So how many conditions we are checking? 2 conditions we are checking. Now if a greater than 0, then what I want to do? System dot out dot println a is positive number. A is positive number. Else if a less than 0, then system dot out dot println a is negative number. A is negative number. Else system dot out dot println a is 0. A is 0. Understand? Yes. All right. Check this. Java C if else ladder demo dot java. Java space if else ladder demo. What we are getting? A is positive number. Let me change the a value to -3. I'm changing the a value to -3. Now, first condition will satisfy. First condition will satisfy or will not satisfy? Will not satisfy. A greater than 0, false. It is a false, boolean, false value. If it is a false value, this line will execute? No. Then it will check else if a is less than 0, it is a negative number. 0 less than 0 only. Then condition satisfied. Second condition satisfied. When the second condition satisfied, negative number statement will be executed. Now save the program. Java C if else ladder demo dot java. Java space if else ladder demo. If else ladder demo. A is negative number. Second condition satisfied. Suppose if I give a as 0, not greater than 0, not less than 0, it is equal to 0. Now check it. Testing. We are testing our program. So these are called test cases. These are why I am running my program three times. Why I am not running only one time? Here, first test case I gave a is equal to 5. First test case I gave a is equal to 5. This condition satisfied. Once this condition satisfied, this statement printed. Can I say my program is correct? No. As a developer, you need to execute all the lines of the code to test it properly. That is the best practice of a development. Got it? Whenever you write the program, you before giving that project to the client, you need to test each and every line of the code. Okay? Suppose I developed the project, I tested login functionality working or not. It is working. Can I deliver project to the client? Yes, user can log in successfully. Can I deliver the project to the client? No. Why? The client is going to do only login. Client will do some other operations also. Without a testing, can you guarantee everything will work properly? No. So what we need to do as a developer? Testing. So developers are responsible for development plus testing also. Are you getting my point? So software testers will have less opportunities in the IT. Why? developers also can do the testing. Development is like riding a lorry, driving a lorry. If you know how to drive a lorry, can you drive the car? If you know how to drive a lorry, 10-tire lorry, can you drive a 4-wheeler car? Can you drive a bike? Concept is different, but you can do you. So you are able to manage a big vehicle. Can't you manage a small vehicle? 100% you can do that, man. So if you know how to drive a bike, can you ride a cycle? Yes or no? So development is like driving a lorry. If you know how to drive a lorry, you can drive any vehicle in the market. Yes or no? Driving the lorry is difficult because 10 tires will be available. It will be lengthy. Taking U-turn is difficult. Making cut is difficult with the lorry. Right? If you know how to drive a lorry, you can drive any vehicle available in the market. Similarly, if you know development, you can work with any technology available in the market. Development is the difficult part in the IT. Development is the difficult part. If you know how to develop the project, can't you test the project? Yes or no? If you know how to develop the project, can't you test the project? Testing is a bacha kind of requirement. It is LKG standard. Click that button, see message is coming or not. Click this button, pop-up is coming or not. Check it, button colors are correct or not. Check it, button size is correct or not. That is called software testing. If you go to software testing class, what they will teach you know? Observe this website. How is the menu header? What is the font available? How the image is available? The image sizes are same or not? If you click on this button, pop-up is coming or not? In the pop-up, alignment is correct or not? They are going to test it. That is called testing. For the developers, testing is dead easy. If you know the development, testing is dead easy. Are you clear with this? 10th class student also can do the testing, man. Do we really need to do the BTech, MCA, MBA to do the testing? If you bring a 10th class student, I will tell him, Arey, check all the buttons are working or not. He will play with the website. He will click every button. He will note down, sir, this button is not working. This button is working. Testing is completed. Understand? Do you really need to spend 4 months or 6 months of time to learn the testing? If you come to me, I will teach testing within 2 weeks of time. Testing will complete. Software testing 2 weeks is sufficient for that. Manual testing just 2 weeks course. It is just 2 weeks course. Automation means development. Selenium. For that you need to know the core Java. So that is the reason software testing they will take 4 months or 3 months because testing only 1 week or 2 weeks. Java 1.5 months. Selenium 1 month. Total 4 months course finish. But opportunities less. Opportunities are less. Why? Every developer can do the testing. Now, if you are a developer, you are all-rounder. You can do the development, you can test that, you can deploy the code in the server also. That is the reason companies are asking full stack developers. One person should know everything. One person should do everything. To be frank, nowadays, in some product-based companies, testing teams will not be available. The reason I am in my company, in my project, testing team is not available. We are individual contributors. We all are 7 years, 8 years experience. And my company is a product-based banking company. Half of my team members are from IIT. Half of my team members are from IIT. So we don't need any testing team. We are responsible to do the development and we are responsible for testing. We are responsible for deployment. We are responsible for delivery. We are responsible for everything. We are responsible for everything. There is no separate testing team. We have to write the code. We have to test it. My code is working as expected or not. That's it. So whenever you are writing a code, you need to think about testing also. If you just test one condition, that is not sufficient, guys. Every line of code you have to test, because this line executed successfully, this line may not execute. Who knows? You execute and you test it first. You execute and you test it first. Then only you give it to the others to test it. Development means combination of development plus the testing. Testing the project is also one of the responsibility for the developer. Are you guys clear with my point? Sir, if we are doing the development and testing, then what testers will do? Do you have that question? If we do the development and testing also, then what testers will do? Come on. No, man. Our developer mindset, tester mindset will be different. When we are testing the application as a developer, always we will go with the positive mindset. A tester will go with the negative mindset. That is the difference. I will test my application with a positive mindset. Tester will test the application with a negative mindset. What will happen is, when a developer is testing the application, I want to log in. I will give correct username and password and I will test it. Login success. I will test invalid email ID, invalid password, login. Okay, yes, it is working. First test I will do incorrect credential. Second test I will do correct credential. Okay, I will say that yes, positive scenario, my code is working. Negative scenario, my code is working. But tester will not test like that. Tester will test like this. He will give correct mail ID, incorrect password. Understand my point? So when the tester is testing, he will give correct mail ID, incorrect password, login, working. This time, give the correct password, give the incorrect mail ID. Those are permutations and combinations. That is called negative mindset. They will test like this. Okay, this also working. After that, they will enter email ID and password. They will not click login. They will click enter. If I click on enter, is it working? They will say that some users will not click login. They will enter email ID password. They will click enter. When we click enter, it should log in. So such kind of scenarios will be available. Those scenarios will be tested by tester. And they will check heights, colors, borders, buttons, display, responsiveness, all the user interface they are going to check, and functionality also they are going to check. As a developer, when it comes to the testing, we will feel some lazy. Are yaar, ye mera code chalega. I have written this code, no need to test it. Such a kind of laziness will be there for the developer, because that is the confidence on ourselves. But overconfidence is not good, right? So that is the reason we need to test each and every code. After we have done the testing, again testers are going to test it to find the mistakes we have done. What is the duty of the testers? To find the mistakes done by the developer. If they find the mistakes in our code, इज्जत के सवाल है ना? If they find the mistake in our code, what is the meaning of that? ईगो हट हो जाएगा, लड़ाई भी हो जाएगा. वो बंदा बोलेगा ये काम नहीं कर रहा यार, कैसे टेस्ट कर रहा, आप ये काम कर रहा, मेरे सिस्टम पे काम किया था, that worked in my system, why it is not working system, दिखाओ एक बार. In the seriously, developers and testers will never become good friends. Developers and testers will never become good friends in the company. Developer will see tester as an enemy, because they will point out our mistakes. They will point out our mistakes. So developers and testers will never do friendship in the company. अगर डेवलपर आए तो टेस्टर साइड जाएगा, टेस्टर आए तो डेवलपर अरे यार इससे क्या है, बात ही मत करना. So that relation will not be good for the developers and testers in the company. Okay, they will find out our mistakes. Okay, so if you give chance for them to find the mistakes, then where is your quality? Where is your quality? So you need to challenge with the tester by this functionality I have developed. Find out the bug if you can. If you can find out the bug, you can find out. This is the development done by me. I am challenging you. You cannot find a single bug in my development because I have done the quality code. If they find 10 bugs in your code, it is not a development and testing, it is a drainage cleaning activity. If they find 10 bugs in your code, definitely complaint will go to your manager. Kya likha? What is the use of your code? They are able to find 10 mistakes in your code. Why are you doing the development? You are not fit for development. If they are able to find 10 bugs in your code, that means you don't have quality. You are not a good programmer. Then they will have a meeting with you. Why are you giving bugs? Why there are 10 bugs available? Why there are 10 bugs available? They will say first time, second time, third time. Chale bahar. Bye bye. Your services are sufficient. So always you need to be very careful with the code that you are writing. If a tester is finding 10 bugs in your code, next time when testers see your face, they will laugh. Yes or no? Now, suppose I'm working as a tester, he has done the code, I tested his code, I found 10 bugs in the code. I will, first time, okay, hi. Second time, again 10 bugs I got. That expression will come or not? Because, kya kar raha bhai? What he is doing? So we will lose our importance in the project. We will lose our importance in the project. People will laugh at our face only if you are not doing the work properly. So you need to be very careful as a developer. Tester should struggle to find the mistake in your code. That is how we need to write the code. When the tester look at you, yeah, I am trying for 1 week, not able to find the bug in that developer code. That is how they need to feel. When they will feel like that, if you are strong in the coding, tester will cry to find the bug in your code. If you are not doing the quality code, then you will cry. Tester bugs will come. Keep on coming the bugs. You have to fix the bugs only. So that's why whenever you write a code, you need to test all the lines of your code before giving to the testing. Nowadays, in some companies, testing teams are removing. In my company, my project especially, testing team is not available. We are responsible for development as well as for testing also. Even deployment also. Front-end development, back-end development, testing, DevOps. With the AWS cloud, all-rounder. Everything we have to do. Got my point? Yes. Now, let us test our program. Java C if else ladder demo.java. Compilation success. Java C if else ladder demo. Now, what happened? A is positive. Why A is positive? A is greater than 0. Okay, my program is working. Can I stop it? No. Why? How many statements executed in my testing? Only one. What about remaining statements? They are not executed. I have to test them also. How can I test them? I will give -5. I will give -5. Java C if else ladder demo.java. Java C if else ladder demo. A is a negative number. One more testing is pending. A is equal to 0. A is equal to 0. All right. Java C if else ladder demo dot Java. Compilation success. Java C if else ladder demo. A is 0. Are you able to test the program? All the conditions are satisfied. All the conditions are satisfied in the single run. No. 3 times I have executed. Every time I have satisfied one condition. If first condition satisfied, this statement will execute. If a second condition satisfied, this statement will execute. If both conditions are not satisfied, this statement will execute. Are you clear with if else, if else? Three variants available for the if. Simple if else, if else. All right. So when to go for only if? Only simple if. When to go for simple if? Only check the condition. If condition satisfied, do the action. Otherwise, don't do anything. Then go for simple if. If a condition satisfied, do one action. If a condition not satisfied, do another action. Then if else. I want to check more than one condition. If else, we are going to do. Okay, now, can I give one task on this? Can I give one task on this? Now, in the IT company, based on your experience, there will be a designation for you. Getting my point? What I told? Based on your experience, your designation will be decided in the company. When you join as a fresher, you will be called as a associate engineer. When you join in the IT company as a fresher, if you have 0 to 1 year experience now, when you have 0 to 1 year or 0 to 2 years, when you have 0 to 2 years experience, you will be called as associate engineer. That means you are equal to fresher. 0 to 2 years experience means you are equal to fresher. Then they will give the role as associate engineer. Okay. Now, when you have 2 to 4 years experience, when you have when you become 2 years experienced person, then they will call you as software engineer. Then they will call you as a software engineer. Now, when you have 4 to 7 years experience, when you have 4 to 7 years experience, then you will be called as senior software engineer. Or sometimes it will go like this also, 2 to 5 software engineer. Then 5 to 7, then you will become senior software engineer. Okay, 7 to 10 years experience, those people will become managers. Those people will become a manager. So this is some role designation. Now I want you to क्या हुआ उसको बुलाना मैं Now I want you people to write a program to decide the role based on the experience. Understand my point? Yes. Read the requirement. Develop a Java program to decide role of software engineer based on his or her experience. Yes. Can you hear me now? Yeah. I want you to develop a Java program to decide role of software engineer based on experience. If your experience is 0 to 2 years, then associate software engineer. The output should be associate software, associate engineer. If the person experience is 2 to 5 years experience, output should be software engineer. If experience is 5 to 7 years, output should be senior software engineer. If experience is 7 to 10 years, output should be manager. Are you guys getting my point? Yes. How to do this? Can I do with only if? Can I do with if else? What is required? If else, if else, if else, if else is required. Are you guys getting my point? Yes. Analyze the requirement. Only relation operators can I use? Logical operator is required. Relational plus logical. Why logical? Two conditions, more than one condition we need to check. Then you need to go for logical operators. Can you try this program before coming to tomorrow class? Yes, fine. I will update the class notes now itself, guys. Huh? After 10 years, architect. Yeah. All right. Guys, check it. Class notes is uploaded. Online people, can you check it and confirm? In your dashboard, class notes is available for chapter 2. Today's class notes is also added. Can you guys check the class notes? This is the assignment for you people for today's session. You need to develop a program based on this requirement. Okay, guys, fine. So you have the class evening at 9 p.m. UI. Tomorrow I will give the access for notes and videos. Thank you. We'll see you in the tomorrow session. Huh. I will ask the madam to keep everybody on mute. At the end, they will ask the doubt. ठीक है ठीक है भाई मैं बताता हूँ. Okay guys, good. Thank you. We'll see you in tomorrow. Please work on that program.